Hello, it's me, Daryl, Florida Catholic guy. Uh, Been a minute since I made a video. Of course, the last one I made was about my shadow passing on. I think the last time you saw me, he was in the yard. I don't know if it was his last time or almost last time or whatever, but we did what we had to do and went as well as anything like that can. I miss him every day. You know, even just, the basic stuff like, letting him out to go to the bathroom. That was a time for me too, because that was a time where I got to go out for a couple of minutes and spend some time in the fresh air, and now I barely go out at all. This is the first time I've been out since when I went to church on Sunday. I finally got back to going to Mass. I skipped it for a couple of weeks, which wasn't good. But I was able to get to confession before Mass, so I was able to receive communion, so that was good. Because our priest usually does confession after Mass, just because of the way things work. The good thing is it was, my pastor wasn't saying the Mass, it was the other priest that we have at our church that was saying it, so he had a little more time than he normally would, which worked out to my benefit. But yeah, it's been some really good weather too. It's temperatures 70s to near 80, probably maybe low 80s, bright sunshine. It's going to start getting humid toward the end of the week, but then another cold front comes through on Sunday. I put cold front in air quotes because it's only going to get down to 70 to 75 after the cold front. So this time of year, a cold front really isn't that cold. The night still can get a little cool. I wouldn't call it cold. Probably in the 50s, at least where I am. And won't be long before we get to our rainy season, which begins around the 1st of June. We're expecting a little bit of rain, maybe Sunday night into Monday with the cold front, but that's usually how it works. We're lucky this time of year if we get rain once a week or so. So we could use every little bit we get. It's looking, I have my regular porch light on instead of my, I don't know if you can see them, the colored lights. Ever since the hurricane last year, my lights haven't worked, and I looked at them again tonight, couldn't figure out. I was thinking maybe there's a circuit in them. What do you call it? Circuit breaker or whatever. But not a circuit breaker. The fuse. That's what I'm trying to think of. I knew I would think of it. But I thought there was a fuse in there somewhere, but couldn't find it. So I might end up having to replace them. I don't think they cost too much, but I might see if I can find the ones I got here online and see if I can find any instructions that would tell where the fuse is in it. So because I'm sure it would be cheaper to buy a fuse and replace that than the whole set, but so what's been going on? Yeah, gotta be honest, been a lot of depression with me after losing my dog. That's to be expected, I guess. We got his ashes in a little, what do they call it, a urn type of thing. It's a wooden box. It has his ashes in it. It's pretty nice. His regular vet sent us a card, and the place where we had him come to put him to sleep, they sent a card, so that was nice. You know, they have support groups you can go to for people who lost their pets, but it's like my mom says, and I agree with her, that I don't want to go someplace or join them, whatever it is, meeting online or whatever, and just listen to other people talk about losing their pets. I mean, obviously I sympathize with other people, but, you know, I just, you know, got to get through it together with my mom. So we're surviving, you know. Like I said, I just need to get out more. My weight's come down a little bit. I'm still having a pain in my legs, but it's a little bit better. Still haven't been to the doctor, so I gotta go, but as you can tell, I don't like to go to doctors, but sometimes you have to and you should, especially when you have some of my problems. Like I said, my weight's come down a little bit. I think last time I weighed in, I was 295, and when I started, I was up to like 310, 311, something like that, so. But I also had gotten down to like, I think like 293 and went back up, and now I'm coming back down again, so. Haven't been real good on my diabetes diet. I got to get better on that. But, you know, the thought of getting a new dog has crossed my mind, or another dog, I should say, not a new one. But, my mom's not ready for that yet, and to be frank, neither am I. After all the problems he had with thunderstorms, I'd like to get through thunderstorm season without having to worry about dog tearing up the house. Things that, I don't know, you know, you miss even the bad. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I just had to get up and spend time with him when it thundered out, because he couldn't close him in the bedroom because he would start scratching the door, and I swear he was going to tear the door right off. And in fact, he almost did. and I had gotten a gate that attaches to the wall. And he tore that off. Luckily, there's not that big of a hole in the wall. It's something I can cover up with, I don't know, some whatever putty or whatever they use to cover them up. It's nothing that can't be repaired easily. Basically, the only thing that came off was the screws that nailed it in, so it's only 2 screw holes. So but when I'm getting ready for bed, I used to have to take them out to go to the bathroom, and I miss doing that. I miss in the mornings taking them out, in the bath to go to the bathroom out here. And I just miss being with him. He was such a sweet dog. He was my buddy. But yeah, let's see. What's some other things I can talk about? Looks like the war is going to go on now. You got hot spots all over the world right now. You got, I didn't confirm it, but I heard a report that Israel bombed Egypt today. I don't know if it was a mistake or an accident or if it was intentional or what, but that's not good. And of course, Iran's getting flippant. They're saying that they're gonna, if we do anything, that they're gonna come after us, and they have the ability to inflict severe pain on the United States, and they pop off at the mouth all the time. And you got Little Rocket Man in North Korea who's saying that he's gonna nuke us, and because we're doing exercises with South Korea right now, military exercises. So he said he's gonna nuke us for that. And then you got the Russia-Ukraine thing that Russia basically said is dead on arrival, the peace deal. And I can't say that I blame Putin, because, Russia has won the war. You might as well get real. Today they had paratroopers that were Russian paratroopers that were going into one of the areas of Ukraine, an invasion. Russia's just about pushed Ukraine out of the Kursk region that they had invaded. So, and of course, every day Russia takes more land in eastern Ukraine. So, Russia gave a list of their demands, and needless to say, it's nothing that Ukraine is going to go for. Give me a minute here. Nothing that Ukraine is going to go for. I think Russia wanted the eastern half of Kiev Absolutely no NATO troops. Some kind of a regional, non-NATO military force. I imagine that means maybe combined Russian and Ukrainian troops of about 50,000 to patrol the border. So, and there was also something about they wanted to, oh yeah, Zelensky had to step down and new elections had to happen immediately, and there had to be a criminal court formed to put Zelensky on trial for his war crimes. I'm no fan of Zelensky in Ukraine, but let's just say there's been war crimes on both sides, so Putin better watch out with that. I mean, I'm not one of these. I don't think Putin good, Zelensky bad, or Zelensky good and Putin bad. They're both bad. Honestly, I don't like either one of them, but it's come out that Zelensky was responsible, or well, maybe not Zelensky himself, but well, maybe him. But people in Ukraine are responsible for the second attempt on President Trump's life during the campaign. And so, and the other day, Ukraine sent, well, they sent more, but Ukraine sent at least 337 drones into Russia, most of them in the Moscow area. And 337 is the number that Russia shot down, so there's probably more that hit. And Ukraine hit an apartment building. You can see where the missile went right through the roof and blew the apartment building. And of course, they've been hitting their oil refineries almost every day. So the other day, Russia did a kind of a pretty big missile attack on Ukraine. It wasn't the biggest one they've ever done, but it wasn't small either. And today they sent another 300 plus drones, Ukraine did, into Russia. So now there's a rumor that Russia's going to do a massive attack on Ukraine in 7 days now. I tend to take that with a grain of salt because I don't think Russia's one to broadcast when they're going to do an attack, but maybe within 7 days, you know. But the thing is now Trump is restarting sending aid to Ukraine again, military aid. And Putin already said anybody that sends weapons to Ukraine is responsible for what happens. So he might not just nuke Ukraine, he could nuke all of us. I mean, yeah, we would respond back and nuke them, but I think nukes will be the last resort, but we're getting there. I mean, he's got the Oreshniks he can let loose, which can either have nuclear or non-nuclear payloads. So, I don't know. You know, the last time he sent the Oreshnik to Ukraine, it didn't have any warhead. It had dummy warheads on it, and it still did a lot of damage. Now, can you imagine if he has actual warheads on it? Worse yet, nuclear? That would be a big mess. And, you know, Putin's demands sound crazy, and they probably are, but on the other hand, Putin is winning. You know, the war, there's only a few ways this war can end. Either coming to some kind of peace deal, that's the best way. Russia completely takes over all of Ukraine, which is looking more likely, or in nuclear Armageddon, which is possible. Even Trump said it's possible. So, interesting times we live in. All I can say is just make sure you get right with our Lord Jesus, and you know, stay on his good side, because you never know when something's going to pop off. It could be tonight, it could be next month, or it could be in a few years or many years, but I think time is running out. I mean, if you're into biblical biblical prophecies, you know, all the cards are lining up, because Russia's supposed to fight Israel, and all the Muslim countries are supposed to attack Israel, and God destroys the Russian army, the Battle of Gog and Magog, and you know, all that, and you know, things are lining up. You know, you got Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran, and against the collective West. So, who knows what's going to happen? Yeah, I could have a heart attack and die tomorrow, so, you know, any of us could. Cross the street, get hit by a car, anything, you know. Plane fall on the house, and, you know, it sounds crazy, but it's been happening a lot lately. But, then you got people going after, well, of course they've been after Trump, but now they're going after Musk for cutting the crazy stuff out of government.
Engine 28, respond to fall patient initial response, 1811, Bedford Lane, 163.
And
Streets are Friar Court and Foxhunt Drive.
people are firebombing and shooting up Tesla dealerships. And I don't know. I guess the left only knows violence. That's the only thing they got. So, and then you got the tariff wars, which I'm not a big fan of tariffs, but the thing is, all these other countries have been putting tariffs on our stuff for years, and we haven't done anything, and now we are.
4415 Bethlehem Road. Cross
That's like Canada.
Place at Longwood Place.
The other day, China put 100% tariffs on Canada's goods,
28.
but
Respond to Paul
they're mad at us for putting a 25% tariff on.
Lane 163. Cross streets are Friar Court and Foxhunt Drive.
And they were threatening to cut off the electricity to some of the northern states, and Trump told them that was a bad idea, because you start cutting off power to the United States, that's an act of war. And I don't know if Trump would actually bomb Canada, but he could do a lot of damage on the economic front to him. But he could also decide to, maybe accidentally strike some of their power grid and knock their power out. But yeah, they backed off of that one. So, and the thing is, all we're asking out of Canada and Mexico is for them to stop the drugs from illegals from coming across the border. Why don't they want to do that? To me, it's a no-brainer, but. And then this new person they got in as a prime minister in Canada, he's a winner. He's even worse than the old one they had there, Trudeau. So, who knows? The world's a mess. Either something happened in Colombia, either they attacked somebody or somebody attacked Colombia today, so crap's going down all over the world. And I didn't even mention China and Taiwan. That's getting interesting too. So, lighten it up a little bit before I go. My Bruins got rid of Marchand. Marchand was my favorite player. Got rid of the captain. You don't do that. At first, I heard that Marchand wanted to go. He went to the wrong Florida team. He went to the Florida Panthers. If he went to Tampa Bay, I would have been a little bit happier, because I would have been able to go to some games and seen him play. I probably wouldn't have been upset at all. Would have been like when Brady came here, but he went to a team down by Miami, so that's a little too far for me. But, yeah, kind of mad at my Bruins. I mean, he said that, well, the first thing I heard was that he wanted to go, he wanted to get traded so he could go to a contender, because the Bruins, they're not even going to make the playoffs. So, Florida is one of the top teams again. They won the cup last year. So I'm like, all right, That's what they did with Ray Bork. You know, they sent him to Colorado, and he won the cup there because he hadn't won any cups. Marchand won, and he was on the team in 2011. So it's not like he hasn't won any cups. But then I heard that he wanted an extension, and he was willing to negotiate, and the front office wasn't. So that's when he said, I want out. Now they're claiming that there's a possibility if he's going to play next year, because he's getting up there in age. You know, in fairness, I mean, he's not as good as he was. He's still good, but not as good as he was. And so if he plays next year, they're saying that at the end of the year he could come back and sign with the Bruins again. So we'll see what happens. But right now, kind of upset at the Bruins. So I'm going with Tampa right now because at least they're making the playoffs and they're my local team here. So we'll see. But been over a half hour on this, so I'm going to say good night. God bless you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.